Stage 4 of the Azerbaijan cycling race 2026, and we've already had 3 wonderful stages of racing. Stage 1 went to Leaning Star's Alexei Shnirko, Stage 2 to Yevgeny Fedorov of Astana, and Stage 3 was another day for the Kazakhstani team. A long breakaway, whittled down to 3 in the end, but they too were caught. It was a technical, complicated finish, and XDS Astana executed it absolutely perfectly. Their sprinter, Gleb Stritzer, raising his arms over the line. Timothy Dupont in second, and Christian Pitter third. It's been a brilliant display so far by XDS Astana of controlling the race, and Yevgeny Fedorov, Henok Mulabran and Aaron Gate all found themselves in the top 5 overall. Stage 4, 152.8 kilometres from Ganja to Naftalan. A brutal start as right from the flag, the peloton went up a 13.5 kilometre climb to the 3rd category, Goigol summit. No problems in the neutralised zone, just beauty and beautiful weather. Two intermediate sprints between our 2 categorised climbs, the final of which came very close to the end and thought it might be decisive. We started with an early attack by 3 riders in the peloton, although that was brought back before the King of the Mountain sprint was won by Leonard Turgles, cementing his place at the top of that classification. After that, 10 men got away. Eventually that was whittled down to 9, but they stayed away. Fabrice Lefebvre taking both intermediate sprints. There remained 1 categorised climb, and Yevgeny Fedorov in the blue race leader's jersey was doing a lot of work for his team, but his teammate Gleb Stritzer, currently wearing the green points jersey, found himself stranded at the back and was not going to be in contention today. That final categorised climb and the points thereof were taken by the 2 breakaway riders from the breakaway, but they weren't going to stay away. Burgos Burpelet, Bardiani CSF and Equipo Kern Pharma all pushing hard on the peloton, increasing the pace, which finished at an average speed of 47.8 kilometres an hour over more than 3 hours of racing. With 25 kilometres left, it was down to the business end of stage 4. At this point, it was anybody's guess what would happen come the finish line in Naftalan, which was an uphill drag to the line. The peloton was strung out as they got into the last 20k. There were some long left-hand bends and some long right-hand bends, but nothing too technical until under the Flamme Rouge. David Gonzalez of Team Medellin EPM and Pablo Carrasco from Equipo Kern Pharma stayed out in front as long as they could. They were dangled and then reeled back in. Meanwhile, wearing the Best Young Riders classification jersey, Iker Gomez was pushing at the front of the peloton as Fedorov worked for his teammates, and we reached downhill speeds of up to 80 kilometres an hour. Not content to go to the finish altogether, Equipo Kern Pharma once again pushed off the front, chased by Bardiani CSF and Burgos Burpelet. Astana keeping their time, back in the bunch, just making sure that everything wasn't going to explode. And it didn't. This wasn't a day for that. With 2 kilometres left, we had 2 corners left. One big left-hand bend, then one big right-hand bend, until under the Flamme Rouge we went. The tension rose. The teams grouped together. And would we see a sprint, or would we see a flyaway breakaway from somebody in this last kilometre? Several tried, including Gomez, but in the end, everyone came back together, and this uphill drag to the line saw Henok Mulabran go for victory, trying to cement his place as a real contender for the overall. But who was this in the centre of your screen? Bardiani CSF's Marco Manenti. He's never won a race before, 23-year-old Italian, and he was the man who crossed the line first.
In the final, my DS, Direct Sportive, believe in me, and my teammates believe in me in this sprint, and this is for all the team.
Manenti the winner, Henok Mullerbrand second, and Christian Pitter third for the second day in a row. That does his chances of taking the points jersey no harm at all, although it was the day's winner who ends up on top of that classification. Not much changed in the GC, apart from the fact that Alexander Balma gained 4 seconds on Fedorov. Still those 3 Astana riders, though, in that top 5. Manenti goes to the top of the points classification, and Christian Pitter is now in real contention. King of the Mountains is still Lennart Turgels, and Iker Gomez, our best young rider. Stage 5 is the undoubted, undisputed Queen stage from Tartar to Khankendi, 181.5 kilometres and 2 incredibly difficult climbs just before the end.